Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's watch party for Lifeforce. As always, I'm Andrew and I'm joined by Dom, and Dom isn't actually on screen. Where is Dom? Oh, what has gone? Dom has now vanished. I do apologise. I'm sure Dom will be rejoining us in a moment. Oh, are you back, Dom?
I am, yes. My browser crashed briefly, but I'm back.
Oh dear, the space vampires are attacking you now. And there we go. So, welcome, Dom.
Welcome. Hello. Thank you.
As I said, everybody, we will be watching Lifeforce tonight. Tonight's sync point will be approximately 12 seconds in, where it says the Canon Group presents on screen in blue over what looks like the moon. I'll do a roll call quickly and then we'll get into this film. So I can see over on YouTube, we're joined by Ms. Swift, Alan S1, James Hellier. We're doing this one because you really wanted this, my friend, and we like this one. Ace Arcadia and Immortal Rimus saying, there's nothing more festive than space vampires. This film feels Christmassy as well because of the very British cold London connection.
I mean, that's Britain.
A Christmas Carol is going on
in
like
general.
2 streets. A Christmas Carol is going on 2 streets away.
A Muppet's Christmas Carol because space.
Yeah, Muppet Christmas Carol, exactly. Exactly. Muppet Lifeforce. Now that's something to discuss later. Okay, over on Discord, I can see we're being joined by Sharon, Calbot, Mad Matt, Eric, Phonic, Plutonium Shore, Brainwire, Fraglord, Ms. Swift's also there, and a few others. So let's get into the film on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play. It's all right, we've got a lot to talk about, but this film's got a great Henry Mancini, so it's very intimidating, I find, the score. It's a very, it's very...
It's heavy, yeah, it's bombastic.
It is.
It's definitely something that implies a major event is happening.
Oh, I do love this film. So, everybody watching, the usual question we start off with when you first see this film. Dom, when did you first see it?
I first saw this film when I was in a bit of a Toby Hooper phase. I, of course, was obsessed with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I defended him adamantly to the kids in the playground in terms of Poltergeist, because that's always a big debate. I am a firm believer that Poltergeist is, and always will be, and always has been, a Toby Hooper film. But
Right.
yeah, I found this movie. I got a VHS tape of it and I watched it. I loved it. God, I don't know how old I was, but I was young, like just getting into middle school, kind of young, like 12, 13.
Right.
And of course, I loved it for its artistic integrity. Not Matilda May, I swear.
Kiskaloo is joining us, and they've got the right version.
Perfect.
As well. So, everybody, yeah, I first saw this on ITV in the UK, which is one of the TV channels, had this in their kind of overnight graveyard shift of just random movies.
With Quatermass and stuff like that, and Hammer films.
Yeah.
It feels like a Hammer film, doesn't it?
It feels like a modern, even though it's old, a modern, but also a hint of James Bond because of the sets and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were filmed at Pinewood, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How they canon.
This is. I'll be fair. This is one of the least canon films, in my opinion, because this is one of their. The budget was, the production and everything was a tier above for canon, wasn't it?
Oh, for sure, and the cast.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that Matilda May couldn't speak a word of English, her physical performance, and look, I know I'm going to sound pervy saying it. I'm not. I mean, like the way she moves, the way she acts is phenomenal. You believe that she's this ethereal space vampire.
It's fantastic. But I can see some of the friends are saying that they saw it. Ace Arcadia saw it in '87 when they were around 9. Gary saw it. Welcome, Gary. Saw it on a VHS rental. James saw it in ITV in a late night slot in the late 80s. Probably the same one as me then, James. Alan S1 saying, I saw it on UK TV when I was about 9, dried out bodies, and dust scared me so much.
Those effects are phenomenal. They hold up
they're
well,
real
I think.
good.
Like this
When
effect here.
Compare these effects now to what Canon were doing 2 years later in Superman 4.
What deal with the devil did Canon make to get the rights to Superman and all these things? They almost made a Spider-Man movie.
Phonic says a Canon film without Chuck Norris is just weird.
Fair.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing Chuck Norris as a space vampire. That'd be amazing. Has anyone read the... I don't want to call it a book because we realised it's like 100 pages long. It's a pamphlet. But has anyone read the novelization of this? I want to. I feel like I could while we're watching the movie. But
well, Sharon's saying it doesn't feel low budget, but for the time, it was $25 million, which was kind of probably reasonable budget for the time.
Yeah. Isn't this one of the highest budgeted Canon movies?
I think it's one of the highest budget Canon films. Yeah. I mean,
the book did come first, Miss Swift, yeah.
Higher budget in that it didn't have to pay it wasn't something like over the top where they had to pay an enormous amount to Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Also, this ship design is awesome. It is awesome. And I love that the entrance is a coffin.
Actually, it's got the same budget as Over the Top.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Good God.
That is a big ship, as people are saying. But it looks really good with the astronauts in their EV suits and everything, floating around.
Just bopping around.
Exactly, Gary. The inexplicably more advanced space shuttle. James says Space Vampires novel, the film's badly adapted from it.
I imagine it is poorly adapted. I can't imagine that half of this stuff is in the book. Maybe this bit, for sure.
I'm getting a bit of and I mean this in a strange way, an alien vibe, not in the aesthetic of that, but the organic. That is almost like a birthing canal they're going through, it looks like.
It's like they're
organic,
trying... Yeah. It's like they said, let's make this similar to Alien. And they got a B- on that. It has the vibe, doesn't have the aesthetic, though.
Oh, Lizardman saying he wants to watch the Canon documentary again. That's Studios World. Yeah. Electric Boogaloo is fantastic. Yes, Miss Swift, it does. I think it looks like a birth canal.
It's one of the best documentaries out there. After In Search of series, of course, we rank above it. Don't we, gang?
Yeah, we do. But Electric Boogaloo, it's great. I just feel that we need to release two documentaries that are rivals, where one of them is dedicated to the rainforests for some inexplicable reason, like Canon did with the where they had the two Lambada films, and one of them was dedicated to the rainforests.
Oh, Canon. I miss them so much.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can find a picture quickly on to post in the Discord, because I was lucky enough to grow up. There we are. And one of the cinemas where I grew up for a brief period was a Canon cinema. Owned by Canon. Oh, and there it is. I've got a photo of it.
They got
it was
cinemas
one of the
as well.
short-lived Canon cinemas in the UK. And, boys and girls, I saw Masters of the Universe in that cinema.
Oh, that's amazing. To be fair to Stallone, Sharon, if you were making a Canon movie and you were given the choice of an upfront payment or money on the back end, I think Stallone is clever to have taken the money up front. Okay, if you were a space-fearing scientist slash spaceman, and you saw this demonic umbrella, as coined by Ms. Swift, ship appear, would you be
Yeah.
on the team that goes in, or would you be on the team that sits back and watches?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think I'd be one of the stupid guys that goes into. I'd be on the away mission. I'd be the red shirt. Well, let's face it.
I
You'd
would be.
Ensign Dom, go in there and check out what's going on.
I would be interested to see if any of this equipment in this scene was recycled from Moonraker.
Oh, I bet you. Wait, how? Yeah,
I mean,
know.
it was about 6-7 years afterwards this was made, after Moonraker was shot.
I'm not sure. I mean, I know how the British, like television, for example, they recycled everything in destructive ways. Like they taped over old Doctor Who episodes and such. I don't know how they were with sets. I'm not sure if unions would have been upset by the idea of reusing a set instead of building a new one. Because I also know that the unions were a mighty force to be reckoned with around this time. They hadn't been squashed yet. God, yeah, the soundtrack elevates a lot of it, because I've just had the pleasure of going through frame by frame Galaxy of Terror, which is a different film altogether. But you can definitely see the budget restraints of that movie in comparison to this, and the soundtrack definitely changes a lot. Because I was just looking at the ship here, like the art that's gone into making.
I'm sorry, but that actually
ship.
looks like they're climbing through a butthole now.
Well, it's Giga-esque, isn't it? It's bio-organic. But again, the soundtrack elevates it so much. And of course, nothing is more sci-fi than a glass coffins. Oh, maybe this is where the Galaxy of Terror. Yeah, Galaxy of Terror is a great film. Apart from the one scene that is horrible, but the set design from James Cameron was inventive. Egg cartons and Big Mac boxes to make the ship's interior, but it looks cheap. You can tell that it's cheap.
Well,
Whereas
one of the
here,
things
it's got
I am
artistic
one of the things I
touches.
am noticing that is something that the HD is and the 4K is not helping with is you can see on the perspex of those cabinets the people are, and you can see the wipe marks where they've cleaned it.
Yeah, well, they've wiped it clean.
This is a very cool look. It's very ambitious especially for a British kind of production.
I mean, can you imagine going to someone and saying, "Yeah, we want the ship design to look kind of like, like Calbot said, an upside down chandelier."
It does,
all glass. We're going to need a few $1 million for this. Dan O'Bannon did the screenplay for this?
Oh, wow. Ace Arcadia just says, Amazon just delivered the 4K version of the movie at my door while we're watching this together.
Fantastic. Look at that. If Dan O'Bannon did the screenplay for this, I'm just imagining like Monarch and Golan being like, "We need the aliens, guys. Come on, get that Giga dude. Get. We can't get him. Okay, get Dan O'Bannon. Who else can we get?"
Fraglord's asking, how would this movie do at the cinema if it was released this year? Yeah, it's a film that wouldn't be made now, though, isn't it? It's a film of an era.
For starters, this year, the last few years, it's been very difficult for original IPs to get a headway anywhere in cinemas. It happens, but it's rare.
Hang on, are those Are those people in the crystals? Are they depowered Kryptonians from Superman 2?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh my god, his voice is buttery smooth. I need that to narrate my life.
Where everybody smoked in the 80s in every office.
I know. Bring it back just for the aesthetic. Makes everyone look 20% cooler.
Yeah. He's got a very British accent.
Yeah, of course. Incredibly British.
Very British.
And you see no one is showing any signs of emotion. Stiff upper lip and all that. Chip chip.
Yeah. And they're sending up the Columbia now.
Yep.
This does feel so James Bondy.
It does, yeah. I think the bombastic soundtrack, I keep harping on about the soundtrack, but I think that does lean into the James Bondy feel as well.
And respect to the guy who's actually stood on the floor, wiggling back and forth, holding on, pretending he's floating.
Yeah. James Hellier is saying the voyage of the Churchill is an analogue for Dracula and the Demeter. I didn't see that film. I was going to. The Voyage, or is it called the Doomed Voyage of the Demeter?
I'm just wondering how they that scene where we're seeing them sort of floating down there. I think they were filmed from underneath,
Probably.
and they had cables on their backs, because with the area being so enclosed, it's really clever. I mean, some of the effects are so much better than most Canon films.
Yeah, like they didn't have to put this much effort in, but they did. They could have just...
Yeah. Fraggle's having to watch it on his iPad. Well, at least you're joining us, my friend.
The Last Voyage of... Oh yeah, I'm aware that it's in the book Dracula as well. God, I dislike that book, though. I don't like narratives that are told from that style. Cut out pieces of newspaper and letters to one another. I prefer a standard narrative. But
Well,
I do
Kiska,
appreciate
I think
that
it's just the
Dracula's a
extra
legend.
budget for the SFX, the VFX. I think it's also for the budget. They got the better people to do them as well than just the guys having more money. My God, it looks like a Denny's in there with all the squalor.
You want the Denny's pancakes? They're all special.
My grand slamwich, no. Well, Mad Matt's saying this film was released about 6 months before the Challenger disaster. Yeah, but don't forget Space Camp was released very close to the Challenger disaster as well.
We need to start sending boys to space again.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can do it now.
Yeah.
It's like Denny's bathed up a Waffle House. Mrs. Swift, that's something truly eldritch.
Is it true if you work like 1 year of night shifts in a Waffle House, you get a Purple Heart? Or is that just training to be in SEAL Team 6?
It is, yeah. Let's see. You've been in the Navy for several years, okay? But this guy has been in a Waffle House for 2 years.
Yeah.
Working the night shift. I hear this man. Oh, there it is. Grand Benjamin, as it's known.
Hang on.
Some kind of plastic.
Hang on. The casings are Not crystal. They're not metallic. We're not even sure they're organic.
So it could be glass.
Glass isn't organic either.
No. It is 1980s England, but I'm pretty sure glass was invented before.
We did have glass, yes.
Look, he's got a little glass frog on his desk there.
Yep. A couple of people, Calbot and Kiskley, were saying transparent aluminum. Or aluminium.
Yes.
Sorry, I was going to American.
You went very American there.
I did.
That's an adorable little mask. Oh, wow, that's a remote.
That is the old BBC News. I remember that BBC News set.
It was that way until like the mid-90s, wasn't it? Well, they added splashes of colour in the 90s.
It went blue,
like black
for a while
and red.
after that. Yeah, it went... I would say though that's not very much how a BBC News presenter speaks. Though they don't tend to ever sensationalise or doom and gloom a story. That BBC News is very, very tame.
The news bombs have just dropped in London, and now the weather is very nonchalant. Yeah. Let's hear from a schoolmistress who's all up in a tizzy about it. Okay, this music here is... I can't even call it music, really. This sound effect is way closer to schlocky hammer cannon that I'm used to. But then that layer, that like heartbeaty kind of hum it elevates it just that little bit. It makes it slightly better than just like weird noises from hammer films of ye olden times.
No, don't touch her.
Okay, you are very sweaty, my man.
Yes. Hello.
It is it's the Dracula story. It's the atypical Dracula story. Where the genders are reversed. We have a guy falling madly obsessed with just the visage of this perfect vampire person. But like I said, Matilda's acting is impressive, considering this is her first role, and she didn't speak the language at all.
No, but the cast were very kind and helped her with her pronunciation. And Patrick Stewart's actually said that Tobe Hooper is one of his all-time favourite directors to have worked with.
I will defend Tobe Hooper till my dying day. I wonder how many people fought for this role. Wait, so my role is to come on set and kiss this woman. Yeah. Okay.
The only thing is, it's got the effects I like, those kind of very analog, painted-in effects like Poltergeist has got.
Or Conan, like the sketched-in effects. Very, very
Ghostbusters,
nice
that kind of...
And this...
So, hang on. You'd sent the guy in there in case of infection to wear a breathing mask, and you just trot in there quite happily. And you're the expert.
Emotions overwhelm even the British. All right. How many jokes have we had in between? Let's see. We've got Space Girls Are Easy.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here move along. And he's spent. She's just trying to learn his native tongue.
I've got to be honest, I'm just admiring the styling of this guy's hair.
Oh, it's phenomenal. And his tie? This
Yeah.
man's sense of fashion. And this office.
Yeah. Pure
His
indulgent
wood-panelled-
80s.
Yeah. Pocket watch, not a crease in that suit. Oh, he's still steaming.
Yeah, it was a steamy affair. She did that, but I don't think you did. Oh, sorry, Frank Finlay. Thank you, James.
Moisturize, my dear fellow. Yes, Miss Swift. I tell my friends all the time. You need to moisturize to keep the skin, well, from looking like Mr. Dude over there. I don't even know if he got a name. Even that shot is just
Yeah.
a nice silhouette. I said that before Matilda walked in. But it's just very well shot as well.
Yeah.
Again, it's a step above what Canon normally films like. It has a lot of motion to the camera, which I
Yeah.
always love.
It just looks
Makes
a
the-
lot better quality than.
That's
Call
the
blimey,
saddest
can you say
sandwich.
it again, Governor?
Yo, what, mate?
That's what I said. Apples and pears. Call
Oh,
blimey.
cool, blimey. Well and proper, that is.
Yeah. Excuse me, ma'am, you've not got your ID badge on.
That escort you out the building.
Yep.
Yeah, good shout there, Mad Matt. It's a Nosferatu reference, probably, seeing the shadow against the wall before we see
Sorry.
the character itself.
Was he trying to tempt her to come down the stairs with a bit of sandwich?
With a sandwich! It would
you go,
work on me.
love. It's cheese and pickle.
Come on. It's cheese and pickle.
Oh, it's a bit of a
Oh,
biscuit.
it's a biscuit instead.
She's not a spaniel.
We get it. You don't like biscuits.
Yeah.
You're a hobnob
No,
girl
actually, that biscuit was one of those Danish sugar cookies, and he just ate it himself.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't do
He's
anything to
choking
him.
on it.
He's like,
It's fine,
like
look.
like compressed dust I'm eating.
Well, best finish off that sandwich. You ain't gonna have it.
Uh-huh. Space Research Center.
Again,
welcome, Jesse
very
Perez.
cool effect.
We're just coming up to 27 minutes into the movie. But great to have you joining us. We got all the biscuit out of him, boss.
He was almost a goner. Walking barefoot through that safety glass would not have been cozy.
No, but they actually glued plastic things to her feet.
There you go. That's
The soles of her feet for that scene. Oh. Excuse me, please clear the area. We are very British people who are here now.
this is the most British,
British man on a tannoy ever.
But our cool, suave detective character, halfway between Quatermass and James Bond,
Yeah.
but nerdy and British, and a bit of the Doctor. Yeah, even looks like oh man, curly blonde hair, abysmal suit. What was his name?
What,
Can't
Doctor
remember the
Who?
Doctor's name.
Colin
Yeah,
Baker, the Sixth
there we
Doctor.
go.
He's not Colin. He's not quite.
As opposed to what? She looked at me.
It's Peter Firth, the actor. I'm the Colonel Investigator of Sexual Space Vampires. I've been waiting years for a gig.
Mum called me crazy when I said I want to be
a sexual space vampire investigator. But see, they're all wrong now.
Who's laughing now, Mum? She sucked it out of the man. Well, what are these vials on the wall here?
I don't know. There's a lot of brown bottles of assorted
Chemicals
stuff in the lab.
Mm.
There's something wrong with the computer behind the guy, though. The lights aren't blinking.
No, that means it's not working.
That's right.
Quick,
my God, none of the computers in the room, the lights, they're not blinking at all.
They're all stationary. What are we going to do? I refuse to believe that man's cigarette case is that full. I've not seen a single scene without him smoke. Well, one scene where the other man was smoking, but he was physically smoking.
I'm not sure if she was smoking in that lab with what looks like possibly flammable chemicals in those bottles behind
Definitely
him.
Flammable.
Yeah, James, they could be beer as well. It is Britain.
What's that vat behind him? Black ooze? An Olympia. Are you familiar with that model of machine?
No, it's just a screen of some kind. I ate 2 of the biscuits from the guard. I'm quite nauseous.
I managed to survive.
Yes.
Colonel Kane.
The fact Dr. Fallada is walking around holding a cup of tea makes him the most British man ever. With a cup of tea with a saucer. Hey, Stephen Patterson from Plantation, Florida. Welcome, my friend. Great to have you joining us today. We're approximately 32 minutes into the movie.
We are? Wow. Mm-hmm.
It moves.
It does. This may be the most dandy British gentleman I've ever had the pleasure of encountering.
He said the film title. The Lifeforce, wink, is preserved. Hang on. Lifeforce from...
Perhaps some kind of life force.
Immortal Rumors. Is there a 4K release of this in the UK? You'd have to import it, my friend. Exactly, plutonium, sure. How do we turn the Britishness up to 11? We could add a tea set. I love it.
Just add tea. Give him a pocket square. A pocket watch. More pocket items. Pocket bickies.
Pocket everything. He looks like a young Willem Dafoe, that one.
Getting a bit jumpy. I'm not paid to believe nothing.
I would say the actors or stuntmen in that scene with that explosion going off that close to them was some pretty good work. I'd be interested to see how many injuries there were on set with this film.
Those are some good squibs.
Awesome. That's right. Oh, now throw grenades as well.
At least they're doing,
They're having a noble
reasonable
attempt
stuff.
at attacking them.
Yeah.
Exactly, Lizard Man. Shoot them in the head. It's the only true stopper.
Run away!
Gary says apparently the first vampire is Mick Jagger's brother.
Yeah. Couldn't get Mick himself, so they were like, "Is your brother around?"
Well, Mick was probably making Free Jack, which is a film I never seen.
Is this one of the rare examples where it kind of works when they attack the monster?
Might be.
Go on, you Brits. If it was in America, they wouldn't have killed him. Eh? This is such a nice puppet. I love this puppet.
It's quite iconic, actually.
Mm-hmm. And those noises.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
I do have a question, though. If this is in the space building, right? In the space headquarters, if the body hasn't been moved out, why is there a proper room for doing an autopsy there? Because it's actually got a pre-marked chart for the weight of the organs.
Yeah, of the lungs and stuff, yeah.
Which is fine, but I don't know many scientific buildings that have a pre-marked room for doing autopsies in.
Me neither. Yep, weights and remark for all of the organs. Great effect. Absolutely stunning effect. Hello, is this Pizza Hut? Yeah, cancel the order. We don't need it no more.
Trying to read what it said on the fridge there. This is cool, though. We're kind of seeing him kind of semi-rehydrate.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm back.
Jolly good.
Oh, God, what have I done? But imagine being in that scenario. Like, you were friggin' starving. You were really thirsty. And you had a tall drink of
the
that
space
guy.
program was so awful, it was just a time saver to have a dedicated autopsy room.
They lease out the room to doctors to have autopsies. But this is also very interesting. We're seeing a huge cast of people.
Yep.
Huge cast. And they're all working very efficiently, which is odd for a movie like this. Well, one, for a canon film, but two, for like a disaster, monster attacking movie. Normally, complete incompetence is what lets things get out of hand. And we're seeing the exact opposite here. We're seeing highly competent people work.
Yes. However, the medical staff might be a little incompetent.
I don't know. They're being swept up in otherworldly.
Yeah, but when the vampire thing got off the table, I wouldn't have just been stood in the room watching in horror. I would have been out the door.
Fair. I would have been like
Yeah.
morbidly curious, like what's going on here. So I'd have been schlorped easily.
Well, Ace Arcadia says, put him in isolation. Don't feed him any biscuits.
Just give him the dry hobnobs.
And Eric says he just wanted some electrolytes. Oh.
He just needed them electrolytes.
This lad, call blimey.
What do, sir? Yes, sir. I do miss being called sir by random plods on the street. That is something I don't get in America. God, those puppets. That's the most. Now she has clothes. Damn it, we're all screwed. Please, a cup of tea.
So they've got an autopsy room
and a jail.
No, that's a storage locker. They've literally put him in a storage locker, a lockable storage locker, as a prison cell because he's so dangerous. Yet they have an autopsy room.
Yeah. Is there a more British name than Percy Heseltine?
Exactly, James. That's the legend that is Freddie Jones. And Dune as well. Hammer Horror Films, Emmerdale Farm, and Dune.
Emmerdale, of course, the peak of his career.
Yeah. Phonic, you're quite right. This facility is very silly. What kind of energy? Life force.
Life force. Why'd you bring Percy here? Was Percy here just to witness the event?
He's the Home Secretary.
It could have been a telephone.
Oh. Give it a prod. That's right.
Give it a poke.
Or I could have heard giving it a poke with a... Lovely.
Oh. What is that? Curtain rail? Such a great scene. Oh, it's so
Another
good.
iconic scene, though. Oh, I got dust in my mouth.
Oh, I got
hang on a second. The cage they'd locked him in had a gas canister that has a biohazard symbol on it.
He's been vampirized. Who cares? Oh, you mean why they have biohazard material there?
Would you want a pressurized container of biohazardous material that possibly he could release?
I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah. I like the fact that meter that's connected to the cadaver on the first shot there had oof written on the screen.
Oof. It's the oof radar. Oh, I like those eyes. Little spirals.
Exactly, Phonic. Even the equipment says oof.
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Yeah. There's a dog barking in the background then.
Potentially. It might have been mine, I don't know.
No, it sounded...
Oh. Very Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Again, another good iconic puppet.
Well, James is saying that would be Ensign Dom who gets
Oh yeah,
his life force sucked, and then you'd be in Henry Hoover when you were done.
yeah. Henry Take. Didn't Dan O'Bannon write Return of the Living Dead as well? Yes, there you go, Gary. Dan O'Bannon wrote this, Return of the Living Dead. Both feature naked zombie women strapped to tables. We'll have to ask Dan's wife, did he have a kink or something?
Oh, they're in Texas now, are they?
Because of the rain?
No, listen to the American accents and stuff.
Oh,
You just
yeah,
said
it's...
in Texas. That's where the... It must be Texas because it's raining and they're American.
And it only rains in Texas and Florida.
Right.
It might be Florida, because that's more of a space program-y area. My God, a homeless man.
Not anytime soon, James, but maybe we'll do Invaders from Mars at some point.
Ooh, another good Toby Hooper film. Do a Toby Hooper marathon, why not? Have we done Texas Chainsaw 2?
I don't think we have. We can.
It's a good one. Chainsaw duels are underrated.
Dr. Falada. Yes.
How do you do? How do you do? How do you do?
Reminds me of the Doctor scene that's absolutely brilliant in Spies Like Us.
Doctor. Well, I brought this hot space girl aboard and everything went to hell. The end.
Because he's talking to an American, is he putting on an even more British accent at the moment?
His accent gets more British.
We have found a space vampire.
Have found rather pressing. How deeply British can we actually get? According to my wife, we had friends and family around recently, but my accent becomes even more British when in the presence of other British people.
Yes. Do you revert to your Brummie accent though a bit more?
It depends. If I'm talking to a younger person, I will be like, nah, mate, nah.
Yeah.
You know, go proper Brummie in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right, lad, yeah.
So seeing the flashback now.
Mm-hmm. Why are you so sweaty, bud?
No, Dom doesn't sound like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins.
Come up.
Hello, Mary
Am I
Poppins.
gonna be a chimney sweep? Dick Van Dyke did so much damage to the English accent.
So they're just smashing the...
Are they cooking tongs?
It looks like a big toilet brush, I thought. Call blimey, James.
I don't remember. Man, those ladders look shaky. I wouldn't trust them.
What I
Those
would say is
spacesuits look
I've
adorable.
actually seen these a space shuttle up close and personal. When I've been to Kennedy Space Center, and I tell you what, the actual living area in the shuttle is much smaller than this.
Oh yeah, it's very puny.
It's
We have to accommodate
very small.
filming equipment here.
Yeah.
I do like how they have like Power Ranger-esque stations where the suits are just there and lit from the bottom up. I got Edmund Haley's portrait framed in the background.
Is that a baseball bat on the wall as well?
Probably, good old America. Is it? It is. No, it's a hand torch.
I thought it was a wooden baseball bat, and I was like, is that in case space vampires break loose?
It's in case he wants to, go outside and play a quick game of space baseball. Spaceball. Yeah. Well, the crew looks fine.
Miltrum says, knowing our luck, the first British-led space mission would end in everyone getting eaten by aliens. Yep.
Yeah. I know most British actors who do an American accent are pretty good at it. However, in Doctor Sleep, the recent Mike Flanagan movie,
right,
our good pal, oh wow, my brain is not bringing up Ewan McGregor. His accent, his American accent, is dire. I've not heard such a poor American accent from a Brit in a long time.
I'm just thinking this set is actually rather good. I mean, proportionally it's wrong for a space shuttle, but it's a very good set.
What is this laser gun?
He's got a laser welder cutter thing for
set the sonic ray to
plastic. My God, it's difficult to cut through plastic with a knife.
It's a fire gun. You see, that's
kind of be actually. I don't know if I would believe that a space shuttle would contain anything that would allow you to create fire.
No, because it's such a dangerous environment up there. It's so dry, isn't it? So and the pressure.
And you've got liquid oxygen everywhere, and all your oxygen's liquid oxygen.
So it's going to just, erupt.
Yeah.
Everyone knows oxygen isn't that flammable.
I don't understand. Mm. Exactly, like Madman. That's a good point. Do they all draw straws in emergency to use the one-man escape pod?
Nah, it's whoever gets there first.
I must put my
got another cup of tea.
Exactly. James Hellier says, nice for the crew members who don't get a seat in the one-person escape pod.
Sleep in the medical bed.
I'm so happy he left his tea here. Now it's mine.
I have now got his teacup. I'm sorry, there's something really creepy about that guy just sat there watching the guy sleep on a monitor for hours.
He's so tired of his job. He needs a vacation.
I'm enjoying the film, but what I would say is I'm not sure how coherent a lot of this is at the moment.
This feels more like a 2-part miniseries than a film. Because
you get
of the
I'm
pacing.
almost struggling to understand part of what's going on in the story where we are. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit...
I can understand that, because movie, like, logic and usual storytelling logic dictates that we should be in the second act by now, and we're not.
And now we're in Castle
A horny
Dracula.
dream. Yeah. Give me your hand, darling. Do you feel my heart beating?
Yeah. Gary says, I think Toby Hooper was high as a kite when he made this.
Maybe.
I think he was having fun.
Yeah. If there's one thing you can say about this movie, it is that it's full of passion.
Yes.
The sound effects are grand. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
lighting, this whole sequence is phenomenal. The marble pillars, the iron gates.
The only thing I'm struggling to, it will get, I guess, explained as the film goes on, is what her obsession with him is.
Yeah. You don't choose those you love.
Exactly. And that's why my wife is actually a space vampire as well.
You don't choose.
You don't choose, you know.
No, my wife just has poor taste in men.
That's true, Eric. Yeah, she does need a mate, I guess. Yes, Mad Matt, you're right. It's like in Splash. He fell into space as a child. I don't know if that's a dream I'd wake up screaming from.
Maybe he's screaming because it was only a dream.
Yeah, Gary says epic scream.
Very good scream. But he knows that he doesn't want to be infatuated with her. And that must be hell. That must be like drug addiction in a certain way, which is something that vampirism is often used as an analogy for.
Well, Fraglet says maybe he was dreaming about watching RoboCop 3. Well, that won't be a dream in a few weeks for our friend James. We are watching RoboCop 3 at some point.
Oh, have mercy.
This hypnosis is still better than the one in Exorcist 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I kind of like those lamps. I also like this fisheye lens. This is pleasant. He was dreaming about Extro. He would have woke up with the best smile on his face. Better than Mac and Me, I'll give you that, James.
James, but what about Mac and Extro, the sequel?
Oh, that's a movie I want to see.
Or was it Extro and Me?
England.
She looks like a younger version of the 2 Weeks woman from Total Recall.
She does.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
As someone who is in the UK at the moment, it's been a long time since I've seen the countryside and the weather looking this way at the moment, where it's kind of that dry, cold, bitter, but you know that kind of bitter, dry coldness that the UK often gets.
Yeah,
been a
like
long time.
a
Yeah.
winter morning where it hasn't
Yeah.
rained for about a week, but you can still feel the briskness in the air.
Yeah, not at the moment. It's all just drizzly wet. Or sunny.
I don't miss it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Emptying the boot of his Volvo.
He's dumping off a corpse.
Yes. It's an R. It's an R. R.
It's a beaten up shitty Volvo. Oh, he's still got his apple.
Oh, blimey.
This is unrealistic. A British person? Mm-mm.
Yes.
He'd be far too embarrassed. He'd be like, no.
You would be.
I wonder if
Exactly,
the car horn
Plutonium
was...
Shore. Volvo's boxy but good. Yeah, that's... James, yes and no. He's saying that Volvo is still probably going. Jason Robards survived the nuclear strike in the day after driving a Volvo. Volvos of that era, yes. I owned a Volvo in 2006, which was a brand new Volvo S40 made by Ford, unfortunately, and it was the worst car I've ever owned. It was absolutely appalling, and I couldn't wait to get rid of it. Let's find her hidden body.
Let's find it. Yes, I hadn't thought of that.
No, James, I didn't survive a nuclear strike in it.
The Hidden is a different movie. It's a great movie. I love The Hidden.
That's a very kind of organic looking...
Yeah, bat wings.
Why has the head of the... Why is the head of the International Spaceship and thingy got a vampire killing sword in his possession?
He's been waiting for this day.
I was gifted that as a child.
My grand... In fact, I think... I could be misremembering heavily, or inventing even, but I think that there is meant to be some kind of connection to Van Helsing with this guy.
Yeah.
It
feels like this... James, have you read the book, James? Is there something about the guy being a descendant of Van Helsing or some kind of connection?
Oh, I heavily doubt that any of these characters are actually in the book.
We
all have one.
Don't I? I don't, I'm afraid. I don't.
You don't have random vampire kill? I mean, I've got a fridge full of garlic, so yeah. I'm ready. Ever since The Lost Boys, I'm ready for those bloodsuckers.
Yorkshire.
He's so creepily British. I just can't with him. Christopher Lee
Yeah,
and Peter
exactly.
Cushing
He's always
should
a
be in this.
descendant of Van Helsing in these movies. I will say the pacing's quite good. We're over halfway through now.
Yeah.
So it moves well. Oh, here we are. Hello,
Just
how do you
when
do?
you
I'm
thought-
Captain Picard.
Just when you
I'm a
thought it couldn't get
Frenchman.
more British. What a cold night.
Oh, Sir Pat.
Every picture of my father, my birth father,
Yeah.
is basically the exact costume that Railsback is wearing right now. Just a grey sweater and a leather jacket. Every single picture I have of him.
Lizardman says Stuart probably heard there was naked women involved in this film. Jump the chance. Yeah, exactly. I know what you're thinking of from extras. The whole thing. There was a naked space. There was a space vampire. She was very beautiful, and her clothes all just fell off instantly. And I'd seen everything.
How many turtlenecks does this guy Kane have? Oh wow, that's a
Can you ever have
That's a
too many? Is the
bedroom.
question, Dom?
yes. It's got Daddy Bowie there. Got a her apartment is so odd.
For those in the Discord, I will post Patrick Stewart's
The clip
latest British
from-
commercial
Yeah.
he's done, which is hysterically funny.
Yorkshire tea. Jeez.
Wow.
This is very Quatermass now that I'm
Yeah. See, he
Oh,
was
he
a voyeur
is!
earlier.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? He was what?
Oh my
He's in the chair in the corner as well. He's a proper natural voyeur.
He's in the cook chair. Yeah, he's getting excited.
Yeah. Knows his role.
It's the tamest masochist I've ever met.
Yeah, exactly. Immortals. He's a bit too into it. I don't know, Mad Matt, if Singing in the Rain should be playing here or Blue Velvet should start playing.
Well, David Bowie's on the wall. Maybe a Bowie song should be playing.
Yeah.
She got her Bible there. What else is on her wall? I'm fascinated by this
She's
woman's
got lots of
apartment.
those 80s motivational posters. She's got a Love Is poster there, if you look.
Time to go smooch
Yeah.
Patrick
Sharon's
Stewart.
right. I'll watch you attack her. I'm good.
Well, that was quick. You described half of our wing.
You're a naughty boy.
Careful, Patrick. You say that too often and people are going to get horny in the chat. Been a bit naughty.
Yeah, Gary, Patrick Stewart was never young.
No. This is very. Oh, what? I love your office, Pat.
This is just before he got his wheelchair, isn't it?
Yes,
I mean, it literally looks like a young Charles Xavier in his academy.
it does.
Don't go through that door. It's Storm and Mystique.
I just want to watch Steve abuse someone again.
Yeah, that's his thing.
I need to get my kicks.
Is that the actor who plays the witch smeller pursuivant in Blackadder?
I was about to say, this guy loves his job a bit too much, and he's got like a gorgeous pompadour going on.
John.
Looks like he's going to join a doo-wop gang.
That's him. He was, yeah, he was. He was exactly who I thought he was. He was the witch smeller in Blackadder, famously.
That is a birthmark.
I'll have a little bit for myself, thank you.
Yeah, I think I'll top myself up.
But knowing about what was going on...
Traumatizing that poor guy.
But to be fair, what a great actor Patrick Stewart is, because you could detect the undertones in the performance regarding the astronaut.
Yeah.
There was almost sexual chemistry between them.
Yeah, the holding of the shoulder.
Yeah.
There he is in his wheelchair. He's ready now.
That's it. Professor X is ready.
Alright, that's about as much as I can do with the theme song, otherwise we'll get struck down.
Yep.
God, this is reminding me of the in-house that was there for Return to Oz. That sickly color, the green. There we go.
What?
What? Let's take his shirt off.
Let's get him on the table. And the other guy's like, I'll go and sit in the chair.
Oh, where's the coat chair? Yeah, well, turn the wheelchair into it.
Put the wheelchair in the corner of the room and he's good to go.
Oh, her return is glorious as well. I've just remembered.
Yeah. For myself this time.
Yeah, I want to get high with him.
I'll take
Like I suppose he's like, what? That is a lovely office, actually. Yeah. What is it, octagonal? It's gorgeous.
James Helly saying, Patrick Stewart said Hooper didn't redirect his actors, he trusted them to perform their roles while he looked after the visuals. I think they had a lot of fun making this.
Yeah.
The actors.
Everyone gives a damn good performance as well. So if Toby
definitely.
was very liberal with them, no wonder actors like Patrick Stewart enjoyed working with him so well. They could do their craft. And he wouldn't be like, no, do it this way.
Well, don't forget Patrick Stewart previously had made Dune a few years before this, and he didn't particularly enjoy making Dune. He didn't have a good relationship with He didn't particularly have a good relationship while filming it with David Lynch.
Lynch is a notoriously unique director. Mainly because he speaks in metaphor, like, perpetually. No, Patrick, you're acting like this. You need to be more fluid, like a flower burgeoning from lava.
No, apparently, he didn't. He basically wouldn't speak to Patrick directly on set.
Oh, wow. I won't speak to that fucking man.
No, it was due to. Well, it's a long story. It's in Patrick's biography, anyway.
I'll need to give it a read. Ah, good. More of that glorious drug.
No need. That was a satisfying pop when they pulled the end off the
was!
syringe.
Oh! Okay, to everyone, if you go in that angle, down,
you're going to go through the arm, won't you?
Bone. Yes! That deep as well. No.
Exactly, Sir Percy did not sign up for this, James.
No. Oh yeah?
That's right.
Then what's my
Patrick,
favorite color? I beg to differ. I miss having that undertone of the like two voices at once.
Yes.
To be like a demonic, like we saw in Tales from the Dark Side with the gargoyle. That had the same vocal quality. It's such a good voice. And it's so better than the Dr. Claw sounding monster we had recently.
I'll get you, Gadget.
What movie was that from now? I can't remember.
Touch me, Carlson.
Patrick Stewart's about to have his first on-screen kiss. That's right, Immortal Remus. Yep, his first on-screen kiss. Let me go.
Pucker up. Man, when
Great
you're dealing
effects
with
again,
forces...
but very similar to Poltergeist yet again.
Oh, yeah. And again, the actors are doing phenomenal. Absolutely
the actors
phenomenal.
are doing great. Miss Swift says, we've hit the fetish portion of the movie.
I like how in a movie where one of the iconic images of the film is a naked Matilda May just walking through the streets. This is the fetish.
Again, You shouldn't do that kind of injection, I don't think, particularly.
No. No, you should not. There's a reason we don't inject chemicals into both carotid arteries.
Yeah, of course he's bloody stopped breathing. You just inject... Oh, him.
Oh, it's not Sir Percy.
It's only enough he's breathing.
You're doing CPR, but his neck's completely smashed, mate. You're not going to do anything.
It'd probably make like a rasping, kind of farting noise, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I swear I've seen the gag somewhere where someone performs CPR on a decapitated body, and it's like, damn, he's dead. Or like takes a pulse from it.
Yeah, Gary. Very similar effects to Ghostbusters as well. That kind of, but I like it's one of the effects, as I've said before, I really like the kind of
rotoscoping kind of effects.
Yeah, the animated kind of thing. So who did the effects in this?
It wasn't ILM, was it?
No, Apogee Productions and Real Eye Company, they're called. Let's see what else they worked on. Well, Apogee worked on a lot of basically all Canon films.
Yeah.
And the other company, Real Eye, who were uncredited, are still going, and they've worked on things including Game of Thrones, Prometheus, Harry Potter films, and the new Aquaman. They also worked on Star Wars films. Yeah, they worked on a lot of... They're big hitters.
All right. They probably have some connection to ILM then if they worked on Star Wars stuff. Got your Schmidt phones, mate. Sorry, we've only got share playing at the moment. The tape's stuck in the machine. I love how we've been watching the one story. We're missing the epic story of Dr. Van Helsing just shanking a vampire with a giant spear.
I want to see that battle.
Yes, same. By the way, I've killed one of them. I've done a third of your job for you, you useless bastards.
Oh, there, Carlson. So, sir, you're coming for a job at the National International Space Headquarters. And in your job interview, one of the subjects we'll cover is your knowledge of vampire lore.
Vampires?
And why is that? You'll know when it happens. I'm going to say this now. Falada is the damn hero of the movie.
He is! Yeah, he's awesome! I'll try and kill the other one. I've got an afternoon free. What does that mean? What?
A cryptogram from the Prime Minister.
Cryptogram?
Oh.
This is great.
I love the fact Patrick Stewart's model looks like a Louis Tussauds waxwork, not a Madame Tussauds waxwork.
Not even. It looks like it's about to star in the Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Thunderbirds are go. But the blood, like, egg sack here is fucking amazing.
Yeah, damn right, Miss Swift. These two went on sexcapades while Falada did all the real work. He's there. I want to see him doing his Conan-style web of death with his sword and all that cool stuff he's doing.
Yeah. It's so eldritch. I love it. James, poor Sir Percy, will miss him almost as much as I do Sheriff Buster.
Oh God. Oh God.
It is very Lovecraftian.
Another flashback.
Interesting. Watch on the right hand.
Interestingly, so the other colonel who does the investigation also wears his watch on the right in a scene earlier.
Hmm.
Don't know why that is.
It's a left-handed person's trick, that is.
Yeah. He just kept going down to look at the naked space vampire, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he was radioing the other guy who was saying, "Oh, you'd love it if you were here. You would be looking at this naked space vampire the whole time. It's brilliant."
I'm sure that's what you... We all miss Buster. We all do. It's true, James. Again with the fisheye lens. It's really nice to see creative camera work. And now some Vaseline on the edge of it. But it's a very... Here's the thing about the film. The story itself is very investigative and like calm for the vast majority of the movie. And I think that's why the ending comes across as very, whoa, it comes out of like left field, because it goes from really, really calm and like narrow in scope to global.
I mean, let's be honest. That's where we are. Look where we are in the film. The film doesn't have pacing problems. It moves at a good speed. I wouldn't say it hauls, but it's moving at a good, respectable pace. It's, but it feels like we're moving from one element of exposition to another.
Yes.
But now this is great. This looks great. But again, very Poltergeist.
Oh, yeah. I love the ghouls just running around and gobbling people.
Is that... Oh, and there's a nun one.
Ah, yes. This is where they got the idea for the nun. But again, the bombastic score has returned now to imply...
Exactly, James. And now it turns into a John Pertwee Doctor Who with a big budget and added nudity.
Yeah.
Where the British Army will save the day. With the help of spacefaring warriors.
Those British soldiers are wearing what would be appropriate. Those guards are wearing ceremonial guard uniforms.
Ah, yes, the war room.
Do you want me to send in Colonel Sanders?
Should I offer them tea and biscuits? Perhaps a brandy?
Oh yeah, see, check a cup of tea.
I'm resigning. I owed him a £5. Her name's Miss Havisham? Oh Oh, we've not hired
I just
anyone
need
called
to.
Miss
I just need to
Havisham.
suck your life force from you. You'd think if he was taking her to suck her life energy out,
He would
he
have
would at
closed the
least
door.
click the door shut.
I like how they're like, we knew it. Oh, I say,
What uniform is that man in a Nazi uniform?
what?
Well, one of them's wearing
Listen.
like a light blue military uniform.
They just took what they could in the storage department. Lift off.
Score here is great though. This scene's great.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Really nice stunt work on this.
Oh yeah.
There's NATO troops there too. Thanks, James. Oh,
Great special effects.
it is. Kick him in the head. Kick him.
How many of us want to see this and the ending just stretched out into a feature-length movie?
Yeah.
It is a different film,
Yeah.
but good God, it'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Immortal Reminiscence is right. The score really does elevate the film.
Oh, yes.
But I do find it strange it's an army helicopter and they have no weapons on board.
Yeah.
You'd think the pilot would at least have a sidearm.
Or a knife.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to keep it for himself. No, I ain't got no weapons.
Oh, Gary, that would be great. A musical version of this film.
Oh, Lifeforce the musical.
Yes. Yeah, Immortal Reminiscence, I think that's true. This film could be a two-parter or a film trilogy or a miniseries. A miniseries, I think this could be great. A bit more sensible and a bit more stretched out.
Yeah, and you can have... Well, we can see the epic vampire slayer that is the dandy back in the space.
Is
place.
Hans Fallada here? No, no one knows of him. No, we've only got Captain Ass Kicker. You see Fallada with his sword on his back.
Just opens his pocket watch. Yes, it's vampire slaying time. They're vampires. You gotta kill them with a stake. I'm not mental. Nuke London. It's almost like it's reminding the audience. Yeah, there's a ship up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yes,
James is saying, if it was a miniseries, there would be a flashback episode, everything Fallada did, while the rest were farsing about in the countryside.
And it'd be the best episode ever.
It would.
Oh, look, the Luxor.
That's a great shot, though, with all the just
The
chaos
chaos.
on the street.
What happened to the car? Why is it desiccated?
I think Kane is one of the best actors. The actor playing him, who is Peter Firth, he has this great way of just staring, looking
He does, yeah, longingly.
concerned at things.
Barely enough time for a cup of tea.
Yeah, Peter Firth.
It's not the armoured Land Rover.
I like the fact he goes, bloody hell!
Bloody hell. But that's my favourite gun.
I know how to drive a
No.
car. Oh, Ford Granada Estate, the car of champions.
The car of champions. He may have an armoured Land Rover, but I've got a Ford.
Yeah. Exactly, Mad Matt says, me mum gave me that gun.
It's like driving in London in generally, really.
Yeah, that's just normal driving in London, to be honest.
Yep, random fires
Yeah.
in the streets, people fleeing for their lives.
Yep. That's London for you.
Yeah.
Miss Swift says, it needs a Millennium Wheel. Oh, gosh. You mean the London Eye, as it's now known.
Listen, James, you may think it's a bit optimistic that a little bit of wood and some barbed wire can stop millions of vampires, but they can't enter unless you invite them in, so it's fine.
Oh.
Oh!
I've got to be honest, though, some of the way these like vampires and ghouls are attacking and the way they look, I'm getting strong vibes of Omega Man.
Yes! Wasn't Charlton Heston, was it? Or was it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, yeah.
Mad Matt's saying these are the same troopers that need to swing by the Winchester and to pick up. Can you imagine actually if this was what was happening in Shaun of the Dead? At the same time, that'd be fantastic.
Wait for it all to blow over.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert's wine merchant. Why did we get a
Not
shot
Robert's
of Roberts?
wine merchant.
Charlton Heston versus albino hippies. That is the best way to talk
Yeah.
about the Omega Man. You know, it's London. There's a telephone booth there. They've all just had those dry biscuits.
That's right. It's Chris.
Oh,
That's what it's
gosh.
Christmas for. Everyone got given tins of Danish butter cookies. Oh, where's the doctor now with the cool sword, kind of like fighting them off and stuff?
I think he's, if I remember correctly, dead slow. Wait, drive dead slow ahead. I need your vampire slaying stick.
Yep. You see, if you're in a trench coat like that, you must never button it up because it's cool when you're walking
Never.
around.
Yeah, it flows like a cloak.
That's right.
I actually own a trench coat like that, and it's true. You never button it up.
Yeah. Exactly, Miss Swift. He cleaned up the whole building while they were slapping Patrick Stewart.
A holy stake ripped from a church directly through his heart after being dipped in holy water.
No. Oh dear.
Mm.
Oh dear.
They got him.
Oh, they got them. Fa la la da 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 da.
It is getting close to Christmas.
Is fa la da da.
Which one? This is England.
Yes. Exactly. Falada's unbuttoned collar is a bad sign.
Not a cup of tea in sight either. That's how you know. The center of the life force. Oh, that is some good bladder work. I miss practical effects so much.
Oh yeah, me too.
Guess I'll take this thing.
That's right.
Man, he lost his meat quick, didn't he? He just became
He did.
proper skeleton.
Well, moment of respect for the OG Falada, our boy.
He really was the MVP. Oh no, they got the sandwich bloke.
Yep. Come on.
Well, yeah, you've been asking me for ages. This is a nice cathedral
definitely.
basement. Immortal Rim, a sandwich bloke. No!
We barely knew you.
I'd love it if that was his credit, sandwich bloke.
Yeah, James, it's actually not a Cortina. It is I just verified it because I thought it was. It is a 1978 Ford Granada Estate GL Mark II they're driving.
And didn't that get flipped over? Isn't that why he left and there was like a fiery car there?
It might be.
Didn't
might
they
be.
tip it and set it alight? Sandwich Bloke is now chilling with Sheriff Buster in the Great Beyond.
That's right. Poor sandwich bloke. I mean, do you know what the irony is? He didn't even finish his sandwich.
He didn't get to finish his sarnie now. We're going to have a cinematic graveyard of these characters that we for some reason love.
Yeah, James is saying, don't you dare take Sheriff Buster's name and knitwear in vain.
Oh, God.
The only thing is,
love
right
how-
now, she looks like she's changing a light bulb.
Yeah. How many space vampires does it take?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love how that scene with the giant explosion were completely unnecessary. You didn't need it. But it was
Yep.
there, and it cost millions of dollars to shoot. It was great. Where's the 1980s like yuppies from London? Where are they?
I just love the fact there's a horde waiting on each street corner for him.
Ooh.
Nice. There we go. And that's the pub that became the Winchester behind them.
Yeah.
I like the fact he's not stopping to help anyone else.
He's got a job to do.
Yeah.
Even the souls need to use the underground.
Yep. Black snot off the underground.
Oh, yeah, because you breathe it all in.
Yeah. They really had a lot of people on fire in this film.
Yeah.
James is saying, not even Interflora is safe. Well, here's a fun fact for you, James. I actually used to run their IT for the UK for a while.
Oh.
Okay. In a previous life.
How many orders were cancelled because of vampires coming to
No,
town?
you could take out optional insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Against
Vampire
alien
insurance.
vampire. It wouldn't cover domestic vampires, but alien vampire invasions were covered.
That's fair. Ah, you've come to admire my gyration, have you?
If you just come to me. Come on then, let's go.
Yeah, gotta have the
Ah.
one-liner. Get him! Yeah.
Here's a thought, though. Yes, James, you're saying good job Peter Firth has a giant lead sword. Isn't there a reason why swords and blades are not made out of lead, in that lead is quite soft?
Yeah. Oh, against flesh, it works. Right in the life force. Oh, love that.
Oh, leaded
metal
iron,
sound.
Calbot, yeah.
Shing.
What's he going to do now? Throw the sword up into the thing? The teleporter
Down
thing?
to the basement. Yeah. Oh, Steve,
Oh, he's happy
why'd you have
now.
to
He's
get-
watching. He's watching.
He's back in his coat chair.
He's back in the zone. He's happy.
The real reason he ran this far and ignored everyone else, he was
Yeah.
like, they're going to get it on, I need to hurry.
I need to hurry. I can sit on a pew.
He pulls up a pew. Yeah. Get
See,
in there,
so-
my son.
I like to watch. I'm quite the voyeur.
You're ruining my mojo, dude. Get away.
Carlson! Turn so I can get a better angle. That's right, Sharon's space vampire bats are no match for the sword.
Very easy maneuver to do that.
Yeah.
I got us both in the life force.
And here we go. Oh, it's okay. He's still got the magic sword in case there's any more attacks from space vampires.
In case they come back, yeah. Achieved penetration, says Matt.
Oh, God, Mad Matt. So, what's happened really here? If we look at this, so the collector ship has now been refueled with souls, and she's got
Yep.
a mate, and off they go, and they're all happy, even though a lot of people have died.
It's only London.
It's only London, yeah.
They've been through so many at this point. It's just another day.
Yeah, it's all fully charged up, and off it goes again.
Yep. Just gonna nip it right on Haley's comment.
And there we go, everybody. That was Lifeforce. We'll take comments from the communities of what they thought of it. Dom, what do you think of that film?
God, I love that movie. I love it so much. It's definitely several ideas crammed into one movie, and I agree with the statements that we've been hearing. It could very easily, and it should be, a TV miniseries or a series of movies.
Exactly. I think Lizard Man's right. He's saying, he's got a Simpsons quote, Marge, I'm confused. Is this a happy ending or a sad ending? I would say it's a fun film. It's utterly bonkers,
Mm-hmm.
but I enjoyed it. It's got great production values, but it's utterly bonkers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's an Eldritch kind of tale with a big budget made by people who really like erotic horror. It's great.
I agree.
Give Stuart Gordon a budget like that and he could make something just as good.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Okay, so over on YouTube, our friends are saying, James Helly says, an American dogger in London.
Oh,
Ace
glorious.
Arcadia says, definite room for a sequel, all that Lifeforce that the collector took. James also says, Quatermass and the boobies. made by the people who've taken a lot of cocaine. Plutonium Shaw says, well then. Eric says, nice movie, solid effects. Phonic, fun movie, very British, nice effects, and obviously Matilda May. Kiskaloo, yes, it is an enjoyable watch, even more so with everybody. Lizard Man, insane movie. I watch it for purely for how nuts it gets. Fraglord, may the life force be with you. Sharon, it was a lot of fun. Not the best movie, but far from the worst. And everyone's saying, happy Life Force Day. Miss Swift says, I've always loved this film. Immortal Rimus says, I love this film and Tobe Hooper is underrated. I would love to see a remake of this as a modern miniseries. I think I would as well.
Same.
So, exactly. Last comment will probably go to Fraglord, which is the middle is a bit random. The start and ending is pretty entertaining. It's just bonkers, but that's what's great about it. Right, so we will be back in 6 days, not 7 days. So, due to a week today being Christmas Eve and everyone has stuff to be doing and time can be pressured for most people, the next 2 watch parties will be taking place at the same time on the Saturday. So we will be here on Saturday the 23rd at 8:30 p.m. GMT, or whatever your local time is, and on December 30th at 8:30 p.m. GMT. So don't forget, and in 6 days, not 7 days, I nearly said it myself there, we will be having our Christmas movie. So Christmas jumpers, if you've got them, Christmas hats, get the snacks in, get the drinks in. We're going to have a bit of a party, and we are going to be watching Scrooged, which I can't wait for because I love that film. Supernatural, comedy, cynical Christmas fun with Bill Murray. I can't say any more about it than it's going to be a great time watching that. So for the next 6-7 days, and as 6 days or 7 days, but always, especially as we're coming into this season, this time of year, check in with each other, be kind, look after each other, and just be
May the life force be with you.
May the life force be with you. And we'll see you then in 6 days, next Saturday for Scrooge. So until then, good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.